Boris Johnson has told the EU it must see sense and present fresh ideas in Brexit negotiations or the UK will leave the transition period on World Trade Organization terms. Speaking this morning, the Prime Minister said there's a gap that needs to be bridged in negotiations. With just 2 weeks now until the end of the transition period, time is quickly running out to strike a trade deal between the UK and EU. Last night Mr. Johnson phoned European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen to take stock of where negotiations were at and to reiterate the bloc's stance on the issue of fishing was simply not reasonable. Speaking on a visit to Greater Manchester, he said, "I hope that our EU friends will see sense and come to the table with something themselves." He added, "The UK's position is always that we want to keep talking if there's any chance of a deal. But we've also got to recognize that the UK's got to be able to control its own laws, it's what people voted for, and we've also got to be able to control our waters and fishing rights. Our door is open, well keep talking but I have to say things are looking difficult." Last week the Prime Minister told his cabinet to prepare to the UK to leave the transition period on December 31, without a trade deal. Today, he reiterated he was willing to walk away from the negotiating table if the EU failed to cave on its demands. While admitting it would cause disruption, he said, "It may be difficult at first but this country will prosper mightily, as I've said many times, on any terms and under any arrangement, and I think we've just got to get through this period and look to all the opportunities that will open up to this country in 2021. Negotiations between the UK's Lord Frost and EU's Michel Barnier are ongoing. The pair have been meeting on a daily basis for over a week in a frantic bid to break the deadlock. But neither side has been willing to give ground on the areas of fishing or state aid, pushing talks to the brink of no deal. Speaking to MEPs this morning, Mr. Barnier warned the talks had entered the moment of truth. The Frenchman said there was just a matter of hours left to clinch an agreement and he remained unconvinced the two sides would find a way through. He told the European Parliament, "We have very little time remaining, just a few hours, to work through these negotiations in useful fashion if we want this agreement to enter into force on January 1.